Hey, what's up? We're back, guys, for the Canadian MMA Podcast. And man, it's the eighth one, and it's gonna be a big one, bro. I don't want to even get into a long intro because we got so much shit to talk about. Samurai, we've got prospects fight tonight, 2 days ago, but tonight, as we're recording, fucking the UFC, which everything happened. But first, let's bring in both our guests. We've got one that'll be fighting for BTC really soon. He's a super exciting fighter, and we're looking forward to his fights and everything. He's there. He's the one and only Matt Smith. What's up, brother?
Hey, not too much, bud. How you guys doing? Thanks for having me.
Hey, man, I'm happy to have you on, man. I've been looking forward to speak to you on the podcast, know what was going on with all your shit and everything. But, man, Tom is there, too. He just pulled up, so we'll bring him in, too. Tom
What's up?
Theocharis,
What's
what's
up,
up,
Tom? How you
brother?
doing, bud?
What's up, Matty? How you doing, bro?
Pretty good, brother. Congrats on your win, too, eh?
I appreciate that. Thanks, guys.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yes, Tommy Theocharis. I spoke about him on the podcast before. One of my guys. We want to, of course, know more about his win. You probably watched some fights and got some takes on it. So we're here for all that. But let's start with Matt, man, because he's gonna be fighting soon. We just spoke about like a prospects fight tonight and Samurai next week, but then it's not done. Month of March is fucking crazy, and it's gonna be the week after where Matt Smith is gonna be co-headlining BTC 19 in Kingston. So how you feel about that, my guy?
I feel great, man. The VTC has been great to me. They've just been nothing but amazing. We're super excited and ready to rock, ready to put on a show.
For sure. Yup, it's gonna be a good night. It's in Kingston finally. That's kind of far from you guys now?
No, it's not too far. It's like 40 minutes from me. Definitely far from Tom.
Yeah, I'm in Etobicoke, so it'd be like what would it be, Matt? Like 3 hours for me?
Probably at least 3 hours. Yeah, three and a half for you.
Yeah, because bro, from here, Montreal, it's halfway point to Toronto.
It's like what, 2 hours from Montreal, maybe?
Yeah, 2.5, 3. Then there's like exactly the same distance from there to Toronto.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, so you're from like the east. Where are you from, man? Basically,
I'm from. I live in Sterling. It's like 10 minutes outside of Belleville. So basically Belleville, right?
Okay, so you were set for a home fight, and it's not a home fight anymore. How you feel about that?
Yeah, that kind of sucked for sure. Like, I was looking forward to putting a show on in front of our home city, but yeah, it's that's unfortunate, but it happens for sure. It was just the city of Belleville was being kind of difficult to work with BTC for the venue, so unfortunately, the BTC had to do what they had to do, and they had to move it to Kingston. But it happens. Shit happens for sure. Still, everybody who's going to come from Belleville is still going to come up to Kingston, so it's going to be a good night. That's for sure.
Yeah, now like I said, you're not too far. 40 minutes about that's cool. So it's like you can do a cool in and out. Like 3 hours, can do a cool in and out too, but kind of sucks.
Yeah,
we've did so many in and outs from Montreal to Toronto, then back. But like last time I did it was at Unified.
Oh yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
And bro, I didn't like it at all. I think I'm getting too old for that shit. So fuck Matt. I'm trying to. He's called Silvestre Sanchez. Who is that guy, man?
I don't really know too much about him. I seen some of his I seen one of his Thai fights, and then his last fight is actually on Fight Pass. He's he looks pretty good. He's got game. I think he's gonna be a tough opponent. There's never really any easy fights at the pro level, right? So I feel ready to rock. I feel good everywhere, like striking, grappling, wrestling, like everywhere feels good. So whatever I use, I guess. So I plan on being successful, right?
Yep, and like the thing without even looking at footage is that like if he's Mexican, he's just gonna be game.
For sure.
That's just how it works, man.
They're always tough cookies for sure. They come to fight. Oh, no doubt in my mind, he's not gonna be no slouch. He's gonna come to fight. He looks game too, for sure. Looks like a good striker, pretty solid wrestler in ground game. So I think it's gonna be a tough night for sure. But I plan on doing whatever it takes to get my hand raised.
Will it be tougher than against Matt Bednarik?
I think it's gonna be a different fight, right? Matty was great. Don't get me wrong. I train with him now, actually, too. He's a beauty guy, great fighter, super game opponent, super good dude. I think it's gonna be different. Matt was long. This guy's shorter. Actually, it's gonna be my first fight, I think, between the amateur or pro that I've ever had the reach on, been a significant reach on somebody, right?
How tall is this guy?
I think he's 5'7".
Oh, that's so nice.
Yeah, he's usually he's usually a lightweight, so he's coming up. But
that's so nice.
Yeah, I know it's gonna be different for me for sure. But yeah, I just stay long, be in and out, right? And yeah, if we'll see where it goes. If it's getting tight striking, I'll probably wrestle him. So we'll see.
Bro, to be honest, I think you and Maddie saved last BTC's card. Not that it was bad; it was absolutely amazing. But bro, everybody was getting fucked up so quick.
Yeah,
that they needed at least a fight, at least
one to go to decision,
one fight where both guys do shit and it's cool, and there's some blood, and then there's some fighting, and there's some cool stuff happening, and you guys did it, man. And it was a great ass fight, to be honest. I really enjoyed it thoroughly.
Yeah, no, it was good for sure. No, yeah, that was quite the card. A lot of knockouts, a lot of stoppages and stuff.
Who's all on that card?
Jesse Ronson was the main event.
Yeah.
Just before that, lots of fight that ended in the second round, but 20 seconds into the second round. So there was Cody Kovanchek, Nate Small, Kevin Popovic, Jamie Flick.
Oh wow.
Matt Rusniak against Bilal, which lasted a minute, but the craziest.
That was a crazy fight. Oh yeah,
craziest fucking minute.
Rusniak was coming off a long layoff, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was.
25 years about.
That's crazy, man.
Bro, I don't even think I saw Rusniak fight live as a fan.
Really?
And I've been covering that shit for 7-8 years now.
Wow.
So I don't even know how long it was, but yeah, bro had been off. And yeah, there was the Mike Mead Chester Post fight, which was something that happened. But yeah.
Yeah, definitely some short fights,
Yeah, so man, if everything goes according to plan, what happens in that fight? You can speak, bro. I know one thing about the Mexicans. They don't speak a fucking word of English. I've been trying to deal with them at Samourai. It's very, very difficult. So
yeah,
you can lay it all out. What's the perfect scenario? You jump into the cage, fight starts, and then
just start tagging him and hopefully hit the button and put him out. I think that's what everybody wants to do, right? Try to find that soft spot on his chin or temples and put him out. That would be ideal. Whether it goes like that or that would be nice, but that's the plan, right? Yeah. If striking's not working, I'll wrestle him. I got all the tools. Yeah, I feel good everywhere, right? So we'll see see how it goes, right? So I'm ready to. I'm a quick adapter. I never make too much of a game plan, right? Because things change quick. But ideally, I'd like to try to end the night early if I can.
Yeah, for sure, man. And that's gonna be a card where I think they'll not gonna be unhappy if you end it early, because unlike the other card, it looks like a long ass lineup, man. It's cool to see finally cards back in the days where there were fights on it and everything.
Yeah,
Samourai, same thing. I think there's 13 fights. Then next week with the BTC, it's 11 fights as listed. This week, I think they released the full lineup with the order and everything.
Yeah. It's a stack card. It's gonna be huge. It's really looking forward to it. My boy Suri's the main event too, so it's gonna be a good show for sure.
Yeah, I tried to get Siri too, but he's so busy, man. I don't want to bother him. It's such a huge fucking fight for him. So.
Yeah, he's got a tough fight too, I think, but he's ready to go. He's a killer. He'll be ready to rock.
Yeah, bro. I think he's one of the Ontario guys that we can all get behind right now, because he's pretty much up next, man.
Yeah. Oh yeah. He'll be in the UFC in the next few fights, I think.
Yup. And then how do you feel about being co-main like that? There's some big fights with guys that people know. Let's say Tyler Wilson, that's basically from Kingston. You'll be over him on the lineup. How do you feel about that? BTC already putting you into these these big headlining spots.
Oh, that's all. Like, it's an honor for sure. Honor to fight for them. They, like I said, they've been nothing but great to me, and I'm very proud to fight for them. And it's a huge honor to be the co-main event on this card. Like, they're great. They're amazing people. I can't say nothing but good things about them. Like, I'm super excited, and I'm ready to put on a show. And I plan on bringing the heat and doing everything in my power to get my hand raised.
Fuck yeah, man. And like you're right too. The BTC guys are just amazing people all around. Like from everybody that's working there, it's one of the promotions that I like to go to the most. Unfortunately, I can't go to this one and the next one because I want to go to BC for a month. But I think Woodrow told me in August, like August 5th or something, there's gonna be an event. I think that's the one that probably I'll be able to make my way to, because it's always so much fun to come to the BTC events. Like I said, everybody's so fucking nice and like welcoming and everything. So just great promotion. I'm happy to see them healthy and everything. So like I guess at this hour now, you're probably not going to the prospects card tonight.
No, I'm not. I just got home from Toronto. Actually, I was up getting some rounds in and some work with Ergus. So I'm just got home, chilling out, resting up for the week. Busy week work wise, and then training wise, obviously, right? So it's the grind never stops.
What do you do for work, Matt?
My family and I, we own a few companies. We own a coach bus line and 2 school bus companies. So
oh wow,
I run the coach line. So
nice.
Yeah, fuck. Between work and training, I'm like a robot when I'm in fight camp. So busy, but now's the time to grind while I'm young, right? So
yeah,
for sure, man. That's cool. That's cool as fuck. Man, Tommy, you made me lose what I was gonna say, but that was a good ass question, bro. kind of caught me off guard, man. This guy, he's good, man. He's good. Yeah. So oh yeah, that was my question. I got it. How's that looking like fucking rounds with Ergus?
Oh yeah, he's a beast. He's a monster. He's brought my game to new levels for sure.
A beast, man.
Yeah, he's a great wrestler for sure.
Go around, and I'll just be like, nah, I got someone else. I'm sorry, bro.
Yeah,
I don't remember the last time I've sparred him just because I hate it.
Yeah, it's tiring for sure. It's a lot of work, but like
that guy's so good, man.
Yeah, he's a monster for sure. I think he'll be in the UFC in the next year or two as well. Yeah. But he's really leveled me up for sure. He's a great training partner, great coach, great friend. He's done a lot for me, and I don't think I'd be where I am at without him for sure. So he's a good man, that's for sure.
Yeah, he's one of my favorites, man. Like I'm a grappler, like mostly. So when I see a guy just like out grapple the fuck out of people, and like, bro, his ground and pound is like amazing. It's like volume ground and pound, man. It's great.
He's a beast.
I just love it so much.
Insane.
Yeah, and he never stops, man. It's just...
No, and his gas tank too. He can just go all day. It's just like his anaerobic threshold is just crazy, just nonstop. He's a monster.
Yeah, for sure, man. But I will let you go, Matt, man. You're a busy man, and we'll let you rest and everything. Thank you so much for joining.
Boys. See you, Tommy. I'll see you soon, brother.
Yeah, nice seeing you, brother. You take care,
congrats
man.
on your win again, bro.
I appreciate it. Good luck.
Yeah, no problem, brother. No problem. Nice to meet you guys. Thank you for having me. Definitely an honor for sure.
It's a pleasure, man. Anytime you want, just text me and just pull up on the podcast. We got a spot for you, and bro, we'll be watching on March 18th. We'll have the UFC on. We'll have everything on. Wow. But when Maddie Smith comes out, that's going to be our main focus for sure.
Let's go, baby.
Go, man. Thanks a lot, my guy.
Thanks, boys. You guys take care.
Yep, thanks. There you go. So how about you, Tommy? How's life?
It's good, man. It's good to get that win back. So feeling good. A bit hungover today, which, I've just been in bed all day. So it's a shitty feeling, but a good feeling. So yeah.
I get it, man. I never drink because of hangovers. To be honest, I can't deal with it anymore, man.
Yeah, they're so bad, man. It's hilarious, but
bro,
you got to celebrate a win, right? So
yeah. That fucking guy, Josh, he's 21, bro. He can probably outdrink the fuck out of it and like be out there training at 6 in the morning if he wants to.
No, I can't do that. If I drink, I'm not doing anything the next day.
We're so old, man.
I
That's
know.
yeah. So, man, like, who did you fight? Where did you fight? How did
Okay,
it go,
so I
man?
fought this guy named Devin Paulson. I was supposed to fight him for that first row sport or tarps off uh, fight club like December 2021. And then that fight ended up falling through. And then I'm good friends with um, a, a promoter from West Virginia because I was supposed to fight for him at one point. And my fight fell through this December. I was supposed to fight Drayton Angus, and then he kind of just like bailed randomly, like just stopped answering the promoter and like didn't submit the contract and stuff. So I was kind of like looking for a fight, and then I messaged the promoter in West Virginia, and I said, "Hey man, like, can I fight for you?" And he goes, "Who do you want to fight?" And I said, "I want to fight Devin Paulson." He said, "Okay." So then I ended up fighting Devin Paulson in December, and what was happening for that fight was I was beating him up. And because he's from the States and I was from Canada, the crowd was for him. The ref was for him. Just like I was just the enemy in this territory. I was beating him up for 2 rounds. He ends up getting on mount somehow on me. And then as I'm getting up, the ref stops the fight. It was complete bullshit. Horrible stoppage, basically. So I said, fuck that. I want my rematch. And so he's from Alaska, and I flew out to Alaska and beat the shit out of him for 3 rounds a week ago. So I feel way better.
So basically, did you defend the belt that you had won
Yeah.
against Jesse?
Yes.
Okay, so it's same promotion.
Same promotion.
Okay, cool.
So yeah, it ended up being working out nice. Alaska's really cool. I ended up going with Chris Hordesky, who's my coach, who's been my coach for 13 years. We had a good time, and I'm just glad I got that win back. So
yeah, fuck yeah, because I heard a little bit about the first fight and how like basically bogus and shit that was.
yeah,
So it's just cool to be able to get that back, man, defend your
Yeah.
belt and everything. That
it was a good fight. I basically, he was just one of those guys that's you watch him online on video, and you're like, holy shit, this guy is so bad. Like he's really bad. Like he doesn't have any basics and that sort of stuff. And so you get in there with him, and he's so fucking awkward that like you don't know what he's doing, and it just makes it for a tough fight, right? Because he's so unconventional and he's so awkward. You just don't see anything coming. And so, as you guys know, I'm a striker, but for this fight and the previous fight, I just took this guy to the ground and wrestled him just because I didn't want to get caught with anything stupid. And I did get caught with like a head kick at one point a week ago, and he caught me with like, I want to say a left hook maybe. That really rocked me. But other than that, I was, just kind of wrestled him. I ended up dropping him actually with a left hook in the second round, and then a head kick in the third round. So it was a good fight.
for real, man. Like you say, with awkward fighters, man, the rest in peace. But fucking Elias, man, he did a career out of being the most awkward fighter ever, and it worked, man. Made his way to the top 15 of the UFC with like the weirdest style you've ever seen, man.
It was honestly, I haven't thought about that in so long, how awkward that guy was at that's so funny that you mentioned that, because he was just the most awkward fighter of all time. So crazy that he passed away. I was super close
bro,
with him.
Man,
so fucked up.
Like I didn't even know him that well, but he of course he was with Aaron Jeffrey a lot, and Aaron Jeffrey is good friends with Julien Leblanc. And Julien, like that's a whole fucking web of shit. But Julien was from like 3 hours away from where I live in Quebec, so we're not even close to each other like that. We're very good friends, but like we're not close in distance to each other. But he still came down a couple of times a week, train in my city at my gym.
Wow!
Because there was Steve Bussey, who was still in the UFC at that point. So he had some big sparrings where Pat Cote came down and lots of people came down. And when Elias was at TriStar, he brought Aaron with him. So Julien came down to train with him and Aaron. So they were basically all in the gym. And like the few interactions that I had with Elias, even had him on my podcast once. Like,
Yeah,
bro, that guy was just like the best, man. To be
he's
honest, like just the best, man.
yeah, he's a fucking great guy, man. Him and I got super close. Like I've known him since probably 2015, but when I moved to Toronto, that's when him and I got super close because we only live like 5 minutes, 10 minutes from each other in Toronto. And we just were training together every single day. Like during the pandemic, like I trained with him the most because we both live in Toronto, both around the same weight class. And we were just always down to train together, right? And we had that Greek connection too. I was actually, I had the privilege to spend his last training camp with him in Las Vegas for roughly a month and a little bit. So that was nice to be able to train with him, like, and live with him basically for a month and a half just before he kind of got diagnosed. So pretty crazy, fucked up shit.
Yeah, for real. And the fact that it's just so Elias that he didn't tell nobody and just
I know.
died, and everybody was like, bro, what the fuck? And then
Yeah.
like people who knew, they knew, but like almost nobody knew. So man,
Yeah.
rest in peace to our guy, man.
Yeah.
That's a
Yeah.
huge fucking loss to, especially for like, bro, to be honest, of course I'm Quebecois and also GSP got me into the
Yeah.
sport and everything, but like the time that I got really hardcore was during the time where he was on tough
Yeah.
with Ali and all these guys, and like the
Yeah.
Canadian team just whooped the fuck out of
Yeah.
Australia. But like there was two like personalities that really came out at that show, and it was Elias and Ali Aubin Mercier in
Yeah.
the end, the two guys that really,
Prevail.
yeah, exactly. So now, man, fucking crazy, bro.
It's
But
crazy, man. It's just like sometimes I just can't believe it, right? Like it's still one of those things that it's tough to process still, basically, just he was my main training partner in Toronto here, and then just yeah, so
yeah, man. So that was one way that I was not expecting to go right now, but damn, fuck. Let's talk about some fights, bro. Let's talk about some
yes.
fights. I know first. Do you train at 10 Planet at Etobicoke?
I live literally 5 minutes away from it. I go the odd time. I don't go too often, but Mike is a really good guy.
Yeah.
It's a really nice gym there. There's a lot of good people. It's fun to go and train there. So I there's another jiu-jitsu gym that I go to called Santos Brothers. So I'm mainly
Oh,
there.
now we're
Actually,
talking, man.
Mandel actually trains there. You know Mandel.
Yeah, bro. I know. Basically, Wagner gave my coach his black belt, and Leo just gave me my brown belt.
Wow.
So yeah,
Yes.
the Santos
Santos
is
Brothers
that.
is fucking sick, man.
Yeah,
They're awesome. There's just so many good guys in that gym, and the thing is, it's like everyone takes it super serious there, right? It's just everyone's there to train and kill. It's a great environment to be in. Everyone pushes me, so it's definitely a great gym to train at.
yeah, and all the guys like you say Mandel, but like Xavier Nash, fucking
Yeah,
Dorian, they're all monsters on the ground.
Dorian and Xavier are monsters, man. They're amazing, both of them. They're so good. The Sims brothers are there. They're absolute maniacs. You got some amateur guys there that are up and coming that are really good. So Rob Santos is a coach there. He's
Yeah,
really
Rob is
good.
very, very good, man.
He's really talented, and he's a really good coach. So yeah, that's basically the gym that I go to for my jiu-jitsu.
Yeah, I was wondering because Josh's from BC, so I was trying to plug a little BC into
Oh
into
yeah,
the podcast if possible. Because yeah, Micah is a
yeah. Mike is a great
good.
guy.
Yeah, for real. Never had the chance to meet him, but because it's when I go to BC, I train at 10 Planet Vancouver.
Yeah.
So
Who's the coach there now?
it's Nabil
Okay.
Salome. Yeah,
You
he's
know what's
very.
you know what's crazy was Hordetsky and I had a layover in Seattle, and we ran into Eddie Bravo at the airport there.
Damn.
That was cool. Yeah.
Oh shit, Eddie, man. Oh, That's one fucking legendary guy, man.
Yeah.
So, bro, how you feel about John fucking Jones, man?
Man, that guy is a beast. Jesus Christ. Like comes back after 3 years. How long was the fight?
2 minutes and
minutes.
change, man. Like,
Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ. Yeah, like I mean, he's got to be the GOAT. Like at this point.
yeah,
I
yeah.
don't the thing is like Khabib, yeah, he's undefeated or whatever, but John Jones is 23 years old and like was beating guys like John Jones, Rampage Jackson, Lyoto Machida, like the biggest names in the sport, right? Like I'm not saying I'm not taking anything away from Khabib, but John Jones has fought like the biggest names in the sport for over 10 years now, right? And he's never lost. So I think he's a GOAT. He's got to be the GOAT.
No, 100%. As like I said here in Quebec, and I think like almost everywhere, I think people still say GSP is probably the GOAT. But after last night, like
Yeah,
they're both champs in two divisions. Like
yeah,
the only thing that can really separate like clearly John Jones from George is to defend the heavyweight belt once. And I
yeah.
don't think like anybody's scared that he's not gonna be able to do that
No,
after what he did. Josh, how you feel, man? Are you still mad at Cyril for losing you all this cash, man?
Yeah. I just needed it to go over 1.5 rounds to complete my parlays, and I thought it was a pretty safe bet. But
Oh, man.
no, John Jones was on demon time last night.
Yeah.
It was fucking. I couldn't believe it. I was almost more shocked than the Grasso one. I don't know, just when he tapped, because he made it look so effortless, just timed the takedown perfectly. And I think it really speaks a lot about the level of grappling in heavyweight compared to light heavyweight,
Yeah,
as well as just the level of John Jones's grappling, because holy shit, it was a good matchup for him. But if he defends the belt, like you said, Tom, and does it against one of the heavyweight goats, Stipe, he's got to be the GOAT, I guess. As much as it hurts to say, as much as a GSP fan I am.
yeah. I mean, GSP is definitely still in the running for it. I mean, I would say him and John Jones for sure. Like Khabib obviously is there too, but it's just I don't think Khabib's resume is as good. Isn't even as close as like John Jones and GSP, right?
Like, bro, his resume is not even legendary. Like,
No.
to be like, if we had to do a list of the greatest fighters and like just remove all the accomplishments and just like say, I think this guy's the best fighter we ever seen, then I think it's this guy.
Yes.
Probably my GOAT list is Jones 1, Khabib 2, GSP 3.
Yes.
But if you put all the accomplishments and everything, my GOAT list is probably like Jones, GSP, Anderson Silva.
Oh yeah,
Mighty
Anderson
Mouse
Silva was like huge.
Like Mighty Mouse.
Yeah.
And then Jose Aldo or Amanda Nunes or like one of these.
Yes.
Even Valentina, even though I like we'll get into it, but I'm not a Valentina fan at all for no good reason, but just the way that it is. But yeah, so now I don't even think like if you look at the resume and everything, I don't even think Khabib is top 5 GOAT. Because yes, he was amazing. He's one of the greatest fighters we've ever seen. Clearly, he was dominant and everything. But bro, he took, and it's not even his fault because he got injured a lot and there was stuff happening and everything. But like he took so much time to get to the belt that when he got to the belt, fought once or twice and like basically dipped.
Yeah, so, that's crazy to me.
It's tough to consider him. But yeah, like the thing that pains me a little bit about the Jones Cyril fight is that like 2 weeks in a row, I just gotta come here and kind of shit on the performance of a guy that I personally know and love, and that sucks because, like, bro, yes, John Jones did amazing. I want to give all the credit to John Jones, like I wanted to give last week all the credit to Mike Malott for what he did. It was amazing, but bro, like, you can't be here and say that, oh yes, Cyril did good despite the loss. Like, the only thing that I was sure about was that win or lose, Cyril couldn't really lose. Because he was fighting John Jones.
Yeah.
But bro, he lost, man. He fucking lost. He looked bad. He threw one punch, got taken down. tried to sit against the fence, did not defend 2 guillotine attempts, did not even try to defend 2
Wow.
guillotine attempts. So like, man, it's just, and I know like heavyweight grappling is shit. Like it's been known, like any heavyweight who mostly knows how to shoot a takedown will be good. Even Jalton Almeida, who's not a heavyweight, who like, even when he was at 205, we were saying maybe that guy could be a 185er, and you just say, no, fuck that. I'm a really good grappler. I'm going to take down like fat people and laying on top of them, and like it's just easy like that at heavyweight. But yeah, man, it's tough.
You gotta wonder, like, did the moment catch up to Cyril Gane? Because like fighting John Jones, I mean, that's a huge fight, right? Like fighting John Jones, that event had so much hype behind it. Plus, John Jones is an absolute beast. Like, did Cyril Gane, like, was he in the moment, or was he, did he have a mental lapse, so to speak? Or, because that stuff is very possible, right? Like, yeah, like he didn't do very well at all, but like, does that talk about his skill set? Maybe. Or like, does it talk about just John Jones being an intimidating factor type of thing, right? That's something that's very interesting to me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that very well could have happened, because it was like a minute 30 seconds into the fight. He was probably in worst case scenario for himself and was just panicking, crowd going crazy, and like a huge John Jones on top of you trying to choke you out.
Yeah, like that's not easy, right? So it's just, and Cyril Gane, how many pro fights does he even have? Like 10?
That was his 13th.
13th, yeah.
But yeah, he started fighting pro in 2018. He fought in Montreal. I saw his first 3 fights, so I was there and shit. So, like, he's so young in his career still. And yes, I think like we kind of have to talk like a little bit about like the skills and everything, in the sense that, bro, like, man, defend the fucking guillotine, man. Please, like, at least try. Like, do like Valentina, do the worst defense ever and fail at it, but at least you tried. You know? Like, try. So yeah, that hurts. Is it, like you said, caught up by the moment? Is it like just skill problem? Is it coaching? Because I know maybe you guys are a little less preview to that, but in Quebec, there's a lot of people, I don't know why, because it's not my case, but they're kind of interested in what happens in France, which is weird because French people are annoying. But like, there's a lot of talk in France about, because Fernand Lopez is very controversial. Like, he's a controversial person.
He's a very controversial guy.
Yeah, like, he's the coach that wants to be in the spotlight and everything. And like, I've heard a lot of SBG Ireland comparisons this week. Like, oh, this guy just hit the jackpot twice. And if you look at all his other fighters, like, they're just not that good. Like, fighters that can win a lot on the regional, but once they get to the UFC, they're just mid, basically. So there's a lot of talk about that, and like the fact that I know Cyril, like, he's such a laid-back guy. He doesn't seem like he's got a care in the world most of the time. And he's got a coach that wants all the spotlight. And if there's one guy that's going to be willing to give all the spotlight to his coach because he doesn't really want him itself, it's Cyril. So I don't know if the dynamic there is like, I know in France there's a lot of talk about like it being a weird dynamic and maybe the coaching just not being the best in the world, and that Cyril is just maybe just winning all of these fights because he's an amazing athlete and he's got instinct like no other, and at heavyweight the level of everything is pretty low, to be honest. So the guy's just an amazing striker and he moves fast, so he's able to beat most of the guys. But like, the 2 times that we've seen him confronted with a problem that is not striking related, like he felt pretty badly, man. So like, I think we have to start to question that a little bit, but we still got to keep in mind that the guy has been fighting since 2018, never had an amateur fight before that. So it's not like, he didn't fight amateur. Bro, started his pro career for a belt in TKO and won it in like a minute.
That's crazy. Because was he a striker before?
Yeah, he fought Muay Thai in France, was pretty good, but like, I know there's some good strikers in France. I don't know if like the Muay Thai in France at heavyweight, like if that's the highest level of competition that you're gonna find, but he was kind of the best in that too before. But like his story is that he was basically playing soccer, and then he found a gym to train and be like healthy and have cardio, and they just found out that he was pretty naturally gifted. So
Wow.
like he immediately started doing Muay Thai. Almost immediately became one of the best in Muay Thai. And like 2 or 3 years in, just quit and switched to MMA, and all immediately became one
That's
of the best in
crazy.
MMA.
How old is he?
He's 32.
Wow.
Yeah, so
Wow.
no, like at 32 at heavyweight, that's a baby still. People
That's
are
a baby.
40 and still fighting. So
That's a baby. Yeah.
yeah, so man, lots of time in front of him, but that looked pretty bad, man. To be honest, I'm not gonna
Yeah.
run around and say anything else than that. But yeah, let's move to the co-main, bro, because like I've been seeing some talk. To be honest, bro, I don't like Valentina Shevchenko for no apparent reason. Like she did nothing to me. I just like if there's one style that I don't like is when you're a counter striker that will not lead, never, for no reason. And like Valentina, the thing is that she's boring and frustrating because we've seen her fuck some people up in 2 minutes, like it's very easy for her to do. But if you don't force her to do it, she'll never do it. She'll just stay there and do whatever the fuck she's doing for 25 minutes and bore us to death. Even though she's like one of the most skilled fighter everywhere that we've seen, like in the history of the sport. So that's just so frustrating to me. And for that reason, I'm never like too concentrated on Valentina fights. So yes, we were doing the live, we were speaking to each other and everything, but like from what I saw, I felt like she was pretty clearly winning that fight. I've seen some people saying, "Oh, it was 2-1 and Grasso was winning the fourth, so it was basically an even fight." I can't judge on that. I didn't watch it enough to be honest, but I felt like every time that I was watching the fight, Valentina was kind of like winning or not losing too bad. So I felt like she was in advance, and then, bro, she just made one mistake, gave her back, choke got sunk in, and like very bad choke defense here. Like everybody who's more than a blue belt in jiu-jitsu knows that, bro, you gotta fight the end.
Yeah.
Like the choking end is not the end that you gotta worry about. It's the other end that you gotta worry about. And she just kept her two ends trying to pull the arm that was under her chin, like over her chin, like that shit was gonna happen. It was not gonna happen. She was very tough, man. She endured that choke like fully sunk in for like way too much time that she should have. She's super tough, but like bad choke defense for the women's GOAT. That's my take on the fight. I don't know about you. I think we'll start with Josh, man.
Yeah, I thought it was pretty like shocking first round because Shevchenko's wrestling looked pretty sloppy. Her boxing didn't look great compared to Grasso. Grasso tagged her a couple times, and I thought Grasso edged out the first round, and where it was kind of like, holy shit, is this going to be like the last fight where it's going to be super close? And then Shevchenko sort of, I thought she won the next 2 rounds, like not like a blowout, but per se, but she had some good grappling, got into crucifix in the second, but couldn't, like somehow Grasso got out. So she just kept having these little moments of success in the fight. And then I could not believe it. Like, it was like Valentina just threw that spinning kick when she was getting backed up, I think. And Grasso jumped on the back, and yeah, that looked brutal. Like the commentators after, I don't know if you kept watching after, but made them show like the picture of her chin afterwards when they let it out, and it was just brutal, like super sunburnt it looked everywhere else compared to that, and made my jaw hurt just looking at it. But yeah, I think when they go to Mexico, it's going to be pretty crazy if they try to with those 3 champs, if they do that for a pay-per-view. So I'm looking forward to that, or which title fights will be on that card. And yeah, Grasso still, even though it was kind of like she took advantage of the moment to get the win, and that's why she won, because it seemed like Valentina was heading towards a decision win, but it was still an impressive performance, even take away the finish, just like how she was outboxing her in some moments and getting out of a crucifix on the ground. And yeah, I was really impressed.
Yeah, I think you could speak for everyone here. Pretty surprised that Grasso got the win, but it's definitely shakes things up, which is nice. So,
bro, I'm so done with Valentina, man. But I know there's gonna be a rematch, and if everything goes according to plan and she doesn't do a bad mistake, she's probably taking her belt back, man. Unfortunately, but
Yeah.
yeah, no, I need that Mexico card, and bro, I'm with Mexico forever, man. Like after that one, like Mexico defeated Valentina. I'm with Mexico forever, man. I now identify as a Mexican. That's my pronouns, and you people are gonna respect them, okay?
It's kind of like the worst moment for for Valentina to lose, because everyone was already so excited to see her against Blanchfield and her against Santos in the rematch, and we were just already like looking past Grasso. Then of course she wins, and we've got to run it back and wait like a year to see those other fights.
Yeah,
it's
and
crazy.
then, like,
So I'm managed by the same company as Grasso, the same guy. So that's definitely a big win. I want to say for us, because like it's always nice seeing fighters that are on the same under the same management umbrella win, right? It's a cool feeling. And actually, the guy that fought Cody Garbrandt as well, he's under the same umbrella as me. So yeah, it's pretty cool.
yeah, for sure. No, it's only good for everybody when there's like one people that gets a fucking UFC belt, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the funny thing with Grasso is that she was always supposed to become a champion, and then she got to the UFC, and then everybody kind of forgot that she was supposed to become a champion because she was good, but she was never like that good that we were like, oh yeah, she's up next. And then she kind of like basically right now I had her ranked like I think 11th or 12th in the world, because like I got my own like personal rankings, and I don't like to move people up the rankings before they beat people up the rankings. I think you got to lose your spot. You don't like win your spot if you didn't beat the guy that had that number, basically.
Yes.
So even there, it was kind of like Josh said, a weird filler title shot, and then she just comes in and like fulfills the destiny, even though everybody kind of forgot that was the destiny. But like I remember at a point where she came in from Invicta and she was at 115, and everybody was like, oh, someday her and Joanna are gonna fight, and it's gonna be like the biggest women's MMA fight of all time, and just like never really ended up happening for her until now. And now she's just the champ. And bro, life that does things in a weird way, man.
It does.
Yes. So quickly, how crazy was that Shafkat and Jeff Neal fight, man?
Holy shit, man. I was losing my mind at like multiple moments. It looked like both guys were gonna finish the fight, and it's like Shafkat had him wobbled a few times, and Neal was landing some good combos in the boxing. Like Shafkat stands so tall with his chin up like so high. I was shitting my pants watching that, because he was just exchanging in the pocket, and I just wanted him to grapple because I was predicting a submission win. But it was a great fight. It felt like I don't know, you could compare it sort of to Hamzat and Burns almost, like sort of like that, but just a bit less wild and stuff. But I thought it was crazy. Shafkat's calling out Covington now too, so there's no chance in hell Covington takes that fight. But
who do you think Covington will fight next?
Probably Burns, but if Leon wins again, he's probably gonna go crazy asking for a title shot.
Yeah.
Or I mean Bilal, not Burns. That's what I would say.
Yeah.
Colby, who the fuck? I don't really care, man, if he ever fights again, to be honest.
Me neither,
but bro, I think like you said, it was kind of a Burns Hamzat moment, and we just like the thing that I did not know yet about Shafkat, now I know it, and like, bro, it's just the best thing to know, because he's tough, man. He's gonna be good because he's tough. Because these guys that are so dominant, you just never know. Like when they get tested, are they gonna be tough? Do they have a good chin? Like they never get it, basically. So you don't know, bro. Shafkat, like you said, didn't have the best reflexes. Got tagged a lot, but the guy's fucking tough, man. The guy's like crazy tough.
Yeah, that Shavkat guy's. I don't even know how to pronounce his name. Is it Shavkat?
Yeah, Shavkat. Yeah,
Shavkat. That guy's a beast, man. He's those guys from that Russia region are just fucking. I don't know. Something's in their drinking water. It's just tough as nails, man. They're taking over the sport. It's crazy. So
Absolutely, man. And I want to, before we've got some other things, I want to touch on Bo Nickel, maybe Cody Garbrandt, fucking DDP, who I don't know about this guy. But man, we got to speak about our guy, Marc-André Barriault, tabarnak, man. That was such a, performance that had me worried, then so fucking hyped up, man, because, like, in the first round, it happens to Barriault sometimes. He comes out in the first round and, like, kind of loses it. So it's not that bad, but the way that he lost the first round was bad to me. Getting like beaten in the clinch, basically, where it's his strength. Like that's where you don't want to be with Barriault, because he's gonna uppercut you in the face and he's gonna elbow you and everything. And like him losing in that phase of the fight, I really did not like to see this. But then second round starts and we just get to find out that Julian Marquez got super gassed out trying to beat up Barriault, and he was pretty much done. And then Barriault wrote. That was a shit kicking. That was like so bad that at a point I feel like Barriault just started punching the cage instead of his opponent. Like,
Yeah,
like
I don't know
that
what the
had
ref-
to be like more than 100 unanswered strikes basically by Marquez. He got his old shit fucked up, and like I just couldn't be happier for Barriault. We talk about it every time, but man, it's not easy for a guy that's from Gatineau to just leave everybody behind, his family and everything, just leave with his girlfriend, go all the way to Florida to train with some new people, to adapt to a new camp. And like,
oh yeah,
now you,
so hard to be in the sun all day training.
no, yeah, no,
So
that's a way to see things for sure. But like, bro,
Yeah.
I know like Marc-André is my friend and everything, so I know he's like really close to his family. It's really important to him, and they all live like fucking far
Yeah.
away, and like he never even got the chance to come back to Quebec yet since he moved and everything.
Oh,
And
really?
yeah,
Wow.
so he basically sees his parents, and his brother just had a baby, and he sees them through FaceTime because he's just so fucking dedicated to his thing, and he's really become like, it's just cool to me that he wins the fight, and you see Gilbert Burns and all like the big dogs at
Yeah.
Killcliff tweeting out, "Oh fuck yeah, Barriault, man," and everything, because he's become a part of the team, and like it's just cool. The guy deserves it, man. He deserves his success, and for being a guy in Quebec that saw him get trashed by everybody, like his own fucking people. Because
Wow.
he's 0-3 in the UFC, he's trash, he's never gonna do shit. And now, yes, he's got a no contest, but he's fucking 5-5, and
Yeah.
he's won for 3 or 4 of his last 5 fights, and he's on a
for
roll, and
him.
he's like an established middleweight action fighter that, like, the UFC knows what they're doing with Barriault now. He's fighting Anthony Hernandez. He's fighting Julian Marquez. Like, only the action fighters in crazy-ass fights. And, bro, he's won. Basically, Barriault won, and I'm just so fucking happy for him, man.
Yeah, I'm so hyped for that. Performance was like a classic power bar performance. Just like you said, like not the strongest first round that he had, but as long as he's not eating the cleanest, like super clean punches, you know he's gonna turn it around, and that's what he did. And yeah, in the clinch, it was just like nasty. So many unanswered punches. I thought the ref could have stopped it a couple times, but yeah, I wish he would have gotten a performance bonus as well, but they gave it to like Jones and Bo Nickel and a couple other people, which is expected. But yeah, great performance from Marc-André. If I were a matchmaker, which I like to pretend to be one, I'd say next time maybe like Eric Anders would be a cool fight. They like given Eric Anders.
He's been calling him out since before he was in the UFC, man.
Oh really?
I think
didn't even know that.
that's the Super Bowl Marc-André Barriault fight for real. Like, he wants to fuck this guy up so badly, man.
No way. I had no clue, but yeah, that's a good step up of the according to MMARankings.com, good step up the division for him, and that would be a sweet one to see.
For sure. Tommy, did you see this fight, or you were out there partying?
I was out there partying for this fight, so I didn't end up seeing it, but I want to say Marc-André's a beast, and it's nice to see Canadian middleweight getting success. I think Elias was the last Canadian middleweight that was getting success. It's nice to see Marc-Andre really stepping up here and taking the reins. So I love watching Canadians fight the UFC. It's just inspiring to me. So.
Oh, for sure, man. And yeah, to see my guy Barrio, man, it's always pretty cool. Let's
keeping the ball rolling, sort of like it's been a pretty successful last couple of weeks for Canadians in the bigger promotions. And Josh Hill looks like he's got a favorable matchup this week coming up in Bellator 292. And yeah, then we've got Malcolm Gordon after that.
Who's Malcolm fighting?
Jake Hadley.
Jake Hadley.
That's doable, man. Come on, let's go.
It is.
He's gonna try to grapple with Malcolm. That's dangerous. You can win, but you can get your arm twisted pretty badly.
Yeah.
Too,
Saw what happened last fight. He looked like he could have won the decision if it went there.
Yeah, that was an exciting fight, man. I'm super tight with Malcolm, and it's nice to see him having success in the UFC as well. Malcolm's a great guy, so grew up with that guy too. So.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah. Big opportunity for him in 286. Do you know when he's heading out there?
I don't. I was gonna go to the fight, but it's just not gonna work out with my schedule and that sort of stuff. I think it's a doable fight for sure. I think that Jake guy, he's more of a stand-up striker if I'm correct. And Malcolm's a grappler, obviously. Malcolm can also kickbox as well. I think Malcolm could get this W by grinding him out or, getting the submission later on. So, yeah, I think that it's crazy because everybody sleeps on Malcolm too, right? Like in his last fight, he was just a huge underdog. And I think, me and like a bunch of the guys, we all know Malcolm as a fighter. And if you kind of looked at his last opponent's resume, I mean, he had so much hype because he was 30-0 as an amateur or something like that. And that's amateur MMA, right? It's much more different than pro. Not taking anything away from his last opponent. His last opponent is good, but the reason why he got so much hype was because he had this extensive amateur background. But as we all know, amateur and pro are completely different. And Malcolm went out there and proved that he belongs as a top flyweight in the UFC. So I think he'll be able to prove that again in a few weeks. So,
bro, that was almost like one of the most epic fraud check of the history of MMA. To be honest, man, I was losing my shit, man.
Yeah, and UFC was obviously like they were obviously like kind of shitting their pants too watching that because now they have Makayev was someone they're trying to really build up because he's got like the Dagestani fan base and the UK fan base, and now they're giving him a debuting guy after Malcolm Gordon. So they know how close Malcolm was to winning that fight.
Oh, wow. They're giving him a debuting guy?
Yeah. Wow. He's getting some debutant off. And yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, they're going to build their guys up, man. What you want. But yeah, Malcolm did fucking great in that fight, man. That was like one of the coolest losses that you're ever going to get.
Yeah.
This man, that's a pretty cool fucking loss if you look at it in the greater scope of things. But yeah, I just want to touch real fast on Bo Nickel because he's probably the future of the old shit, especially at middleweight where like it's already a specialist division and this guy's like the specialist of specialists.
Yeah.
Like if I had to bitch on one thing, I don't like seeing a guy hold on to a arm triangle choke for like more than 30 seconds. Like you were in Mount, man, you could just have like let go of the choke, elbowed the fucking guy in the face, and then maybe submit it with something else when he gives you the back, or even like TKO him. But like I can't say, oh, you should have done this, should have done that. The guy fought in his 4th pro fight. He's in the UFC on a pay-per-view fighting a guy that people were saying, there's no way Jamie Pickett's winning that fight, and there were no way that he was gonna win that fight, but bro, he's a UFC caliber opponent, and the guy had fought 3 times as a pro. That the only guy that came into the UFC 3-0 in recent memory is Cyril Gane. And I think that with the wrestling pedigree and everything, being like one of the best wrestlers from the best wrestling is just like, bro, the sky is the limit for that guy, man.
Yeah, 100%. And his striking looks clean too. And he's a southpaw, isn't he? He's a southpaw, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that guy's, and he's a big dude. Like that guy's gonna cause some serious problems with some guys. Like you said, he was only 3-4-0, and fought a veteran, man. Like Jamie Pickett, that's his name, right?
Yep.
Yeah, he's like, it's not easy going up and fighting a dude with like what Jamie Pickett was 13-8 now or something like that. Like that's a really good record, and that's a lot of fights, right? And experience is a major factor in combat sports. And when you go up and fight a guy with that much more experience, like that's super impressive to get that finish there. So I think Bo Nickal he's going to be fighting for the title without a doubt within the next few years, without a doubt. So,
bro, that undefeated versus undefeated American wrestler Bo Nickal against Russian Dagestani Chechen wrestler Hamzat Chimaev, that's gonna be a fucking huge fight.
That would be huge.
That's gonna be like, if they're both, because I think like the feeling's pretty much that Hamzat's moving up to middleweight.
Yeah.
So, bro, there's no way they're not fighting for the belt. Like, they're gonna be the two. Like, when Izzy and Pereira are done, and Pereira just want to beat Izzy once and move up, and then fucking Izzy, is gonna be there. But like, bro, that's the matchup that's the big title fight of the future, man. Bo Nickal, Hamzat Chimaev, that's gonna be like ridiculous, man.
That's gonna sell a lot of pay-per-views. That's gonna be a good one. I wonder who Hamzat's fighting next.
I don't know. He's not booked yet.
Word on that?
You know,
I feel like, no, I don't know, but just thinking about like who's booked and everything, you've got to think Robert Whittaker is probably next, because they're doing the rematch with Izzy and Pereira, and they're probably going to have the timeline matching up sort of to have whoever Hamzat fights to take place around the same time, so the winners fight. But I don't know. I think if Bo Nickal fights Hamzat, that's the one time the U.S. is going to really get behind a U.S. sort of guy when they're fighting the Russian.
For sure. Hamzat should fight Deshaun Strickland.
Oh, Deshaun Strickland.
Deshaun Strickland, the greatest black middleweight, man.
That was so funny.
Oh, that fucking guy, man. I'm still not sure about it, but there's so many middleweights I'm not sure about, man.
Yeah.
Fucking that's what a weird ass division, man. Like, your top guys, it's like DDP. You've got fucking Deshaun, Marvin Vittori. It's like, bro, welterweight Marvin Vittori is like top 30 in the world.
Yes.
Yeah, and he's like top 5 middleweight. Crazy ass division.
It's crazy that gap of the skill level, right? Like even 185 to 205, it's the same shit, right? Like I would say there's much more talent at 185 than there is at 205 too, right? So
for sure, man.
It's just as you go up in weight, it's just the skill level just kind of decreases, right? So,
bro, 205, that's the Bellator division right now.
Yeah, seriously.
Like, the best guys are over there, man. I don't know what to say.
Yeah.
But yes, one thing I know, man, that something legendary is taking place on March 11th, because Tom Theocharis is making his way to Montreal, Quebec for Samourai MMA. He's going to be cornering Gord, I believe. Yeah. How's that going, man? How's Gord's camp going? Because I think Gord is closing out the prelims against fucking Simon Lagarde, and then they're beginning the main card with another crazy-ass flyweight fight. So, bro, that event's going to be insane. But if there's one fight that like people don't know about, like the guys are not as well known as, let's say, Alex Morgan or fucking Jesse Ronson or anything like that, bro, it's fucking Gord Cunningham and Simon Lagarde. That's gonna be insane, man.
Yeah, Gord. So that guy's a really good friend of mine. We literally just beat the shit out of each other, and it got to the point where he broke my arm at one point. Like, I was hitting him, backing him up, and he kicks my arm, and I go to block it, and it just straight up breaks. So ever since then, it's just like, okay, well, like we'll start to spar, and then one of us will hit each other, then we'll smile, then like we'll just get into a war. Like that guy's just a crazy fuck. Like I just can't. I don't think that he's a very violent individual, and I'm very excited for his fight. He's super talented. He's a big guy, and he's just a tough ass motherfucker. So I get really excited when he fights.
Yeah, and the guy that he's fighting, like I've established like a new style of fighting that I call Strania Gavrilovic, and Simon Lagarde is Strania Gavrilovic fighting style. That's how he fights. He's a pit bull, man. He's gonna come forward.
What happened to Strav or whatever his name is this fight,
bro? It's because he once again had a failed test after his last fight. I don't even know for what it was or everything, but yeah, basically he wasn't suspended officially yet by the Quebec Commission. Of course, when they saw that he was booked to fight in Ontario, they suspended him. Then called the Ontario Commission and said, "Hey, yo, that fucking guy's suspended here. Why is he fighting there?" And of course, the commission said, "Yeah, no, it's not gonna happen." So yeah, that's what happened. He was set to headline tonight at fucking Prospect.
That's crazy.
Yeah, man.
What was he suspended for? Like, and do they drug test a lot in Quebec?
They drug test him, yeah.
Yeah,
yeah, they fucking just. He once failed for coke, bro.
Shut up.
Yeah.
On the John Jones diet.
He did so much blow the week of the fight that he still had some left in his blood by fight night.
That's fucking insane.
There's no way that's performance enhancing, and if it is, that's like on the way down, not the way up, man.
Well, the reason why they test for like cocaine and that sort of stuff is because I heard it once. I think it's for insurance purposes because they don't want a guy coming. They don't want a guy coming in all coked out during the fight, right? Like, and then let's just say he has a heart attack or like something went wrong, and they test the guy, and they're like, "Well, that's not our fault because he was on coke." You know,
the guy's like zooted off an 8-ball, like
that's man. That's fun.
Yeah, but yeah, all that to say, man, Gord against Simon Lagarde is gonna be crazy. I gotta tell you, the only thing that worries me, and you can even tell Gord, is that bro, that guy's too laid back sometime when he fights.
Yeah.
He's too laid back. And he's so good, but sometimes he just lets his opponent into the fight because, like you said, he kind of just looks like he loves to fight and like he likes it to take it the full time. When he's just able sometimes to come there, fuck a guy up real quick and leave. And I feel like he lets it go on too long sometimes because he just enjoys it. And like, more power to him if that's the case. But come on, bro, just fucking kill that guy.
Where does his opponent train out of?
He's out of TriStar North Shore. So basically, that's Alex Morgan lives on the North Shore of Montreal, and he's been at TriStar for a long time. So he kind of opened his own branch of the TriStar on the North Shore. And since Lagarde is from there, and like he's a dad and he's got kids and everything, I even think he's got a job and everything. So he's not the guy that's gonna be able to go to the TriStar HQ and train every day. So he's got the gym there. Morgan is one of his main coaches. Nice. Guillaume Vigneault, who used to be a pro fighter too in Quebec, is one of his main coaches. And Donald Ouimet, who I believe fought Sam Stout.
Oh yeah,
back in the days, like, and I think Donald is still like not happy about that decision. So he really sees it as like, my guy is going to fight an adrenaline guy, and we're gonna get that one back, man.
That's too funny. That's too funny. How far is the north from the headquarters?
Oh, bro, because since the headquarters is close to the 15 highway, which if you keep on that highway, you get to the north. It's really, you got to get through Laval, but I think it's 2 cities out from Montreal, so maybe 25 minutes.
Okay.
So it's not far, but it's not that bad, yeah.
No, that's not bad at all.
No, yeah, it's cool. It's like if you're like Western Toronto, it's like Oakville, but yeah, it's like Oakville, let's say.
Yeah, okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, so that's gonna be a good one. I know you know Jesse Ronson too. We just
Yeah.
had him on the podcast last week.
I love Jesse.
Yeah,
He's awesome.
who doesn't, man?
He's an interesting character. He's fighting Robert Serraz, right?
Yep.
What do you think? How do you think that fight's gonna go down?
I think it goes down one of two ways. I think Serraz blitzes him and gets lucky and catches him like really cold and gets it done. Or the fight drags and like he has to deal with Jesse Ronson, and good fucking luck with that, man.
Yeah, fuck that, man. Ronson is another beast. Like, I fucking hate sparring with him too. He's just too good. I don't know. He's just the way he moves. He's just super smart. He knows what you're doing. He's intimidating. I'd fucking hate to fight that guy. So.
And he grapples now too, man. So that sucks for people, man.
Yeah, he's a really good grappler, like really good. So, I mean, it's hard to bet against Ronson on the regional scene, to be honest with you. Like, anytime he's on the regional scene, I just can't see anyone beating him, to be honest with you. So, yeah.
Yeah, and every time you kind of have a doubt because of like the way that it ended in the UFC, and like, he got rocked by Rafa Garcia, and I don't know how that, and then he comes up to BTC and smokes a guy, and you're like, Jesse Ronson's there, man, I guess.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, for real, I did some, I don't do that anymore. I can't believe they had me doing that. There's like a new media in Quebec, and they're from, like, they're from France, but they've been in Quebec for like years and everything, and like they're doing cool shit, and they asked me to be like on the preview Samourai thing, and they asked me for picks and everything, and I don't like doing that because people get mad at me then, and like but yeah, no, I picked Jesse on that one for sure. But like Serraz, you gotta give him his props, bro. His last 3 fights came out like a wrecking machine, basically. Like, as soon as the fight begins, he's out there and he's training hooks like full power, and against Kevin Généreux, he dropped him. Then they both got dropped at the same time, and he was just the first one up, and he dropped him again, finished him.
That was a wild fight.
Yeah, lasted a full like 11 seconds. And
that's crazy.
Yeah, and like he basically, like, he took his time a little more against Guillaume de Lorenzi, who's like legendary here in Quebec, but when he tagged him, he just went crazy on him, and he beat him within a minute. So like Serraz is onto something right now. So Jesse has got to be careful, but I know Jesse, like, he's always on his P's and Q's. There's not like he's the ultimate veteran, man. This guy knows what's up, and bro, I'm gonna be calling a Jesse Ronson fight. I'm just happy for that. He's one of my favorite fighters ever, man.
Yeah.
Like not even Canadian fighters, one of my fucking favorite fighters ever. When I saw him, like, his first UFC run, and the way that he deserved to win all these fights, but he didn't, and I was like, that's so bad for him. And then I always never stopped following him. Then he just used to come to Quebec and fuck everybody up. So it was tough for me to miss him. And then fucking, like, I just love Jesse Ronson so much, man. I hope he does it again, man. I hope from the bottom of my heart that he does it again.
I'm super pumped to come into that event, because it looks like a really well-run organization, and the fights are, there's a lot of good fights on that card. And I've been to one Quebec MMA event. It was the TKO event where TJ lost to Alex Morgan the second time. And that event was incredible. Like,
that was the Cyril Gann pro debut, man.
Oh, was it?
Yep.
No way.
Yep.
That's crazy.
The night that Duprat got knocked the fuck out, but nobody saw it ever.
Really?
Oh, that was a crazy night, man.
That's crazy. Yeah, no, that's it's exciting going to Montreal MMA fights. There's just it's an exciting crowd, and I'm looking forward to it. So.
Yeah, man. And then if you want to stay with us, me and Josh are going to put you on game, man, right now, because we're going to look at the rest of this shit, and you're going to know what you want to watch, what you don't want to watch, and everything.
Yeah.
So, main event of the evening, it's Alex Morgan back from the Contenders. He's not in the title fight, but he's over all the title fights and everything. And for those who don't understand why, it's basically because he's fighting home. That's his show. Like North Shore, Laval, everywhere north of Montreal, that's in the Montreal area, that's Alex Morgan land. The guy is gonna bring 400 to 500 people who like directly bought tickets from him, and all the other people are gonna come and still be there to cheer for Alex Morgan because he's one of the
Wow.
most OG Quebec fighters.
I
And
like that guy. He's a good guy.
yeah, no, he's an
Great guy.
amazing guy, and he
Yeah.
gave so much to the sport. And like he's making he'd had some offers here and there, but he's making like the choice to, like, if I'm not gonna be fighting in the UFC, I'm gonna be fighting in Quebec, in front of my people, in big events where I'm gonna bring hella people, and so Samourai will get to showcase like the younger talent, and like he really wants to build Quebec MMA back up. So, like that's cool to have some people willing to do that because
Yeah.
MMA, everybody's kind of looking to get the most fights possible to move up to the UFC and everything. Like he's always there for the local MMA scene. And yes, of course, he wants to move up to the UFC. He wants to have another shot and everything, but he's gonna work for that shot here in front of us. And he's gonna be fighting a Polish guy, Łukasz Demszur, who's 8-4, but who started his pro career 1-3 and who's 7-1 in his last 8 fights. So the guy's coming here to get his opportunity too, and he's another very good striker, mostly kick heavy striker. The guy looks to stay at range, fights behind his jab, throws his leg a lot. I think he does not throw his hands enough, which kind of concerns me against Alex Morgan, to be honest. But very good high-level opponent. You know, the Polish MMA scene is really good. I was pointing that out yesterday during the Gamrot fight. There's not many Polish fighters in the UFC, but there's not one bad Polish fighter in the UFC. They're all good. They're all within like the rankings or close to the rankings in their division. So the guy comes in as a striker who grapples pretty well, and who, if you clinch with the guy, as soon as you're clinching with him, he's throwing knees. Whatever, which grip, whatever happens with his hands, he's throwing knees to the head, knees to the body. He's absolutely reckless with that. So very good high-level matchup for Alex Morgan, man.
Yeah, that's now that you mentioned the Polish MMA fighters, it's crazy to me that Jalen Turner lost. Like, that guy's a fucking beast.
Yeah, he's a beast.
Massive for lightweight. That guy might as well be a fucking heavyweight. He's huge.
Yeah, for Gamrot to come in on short notice and put that grappling pace on him was super impressive. Like, yeah.
Yeah, Jalen Turner is just, for anyone at lightweight, would just be so hard to deal with just because, like, his reach, his length, his size, he's a southpaw. Like, he's a beast, that guy. So.
Yep. For sure, man. So that's the main event. That's gonna be crazy. Then co-main Ceres Ronson 165-pound championship. Then another local guy fighting for a belt. It's Fred Duprat fighting for the championship at 145 against a guy from France named Mayo Campanella, who's really good. Who we saw once at Samourai fighting Yanis Hazard, who's a top prospect from TriStar, and Mayo beat him. He was able to secure the takedowns and beat him by decision. So that's going to be its second Samourai fight. The guy's undefeated. He's 3-0. Fred Duprat is 5-1. And, bro, if I have to describe Fred Duprat for you, it's like 5 wins by guillotine under 1 minute. And, like, bro, I'm a brown belt, and I rolled with him last week. And I'm really proud to say that he only tapped me out once in 2 rounds. So that's my win. I don't even mind about the positions because I didn't get no good position on him. Like, he spent most of the round on side control and knee on belly and fucking mount, and he treats me like I'm a child, and he's a fellow brown belt. So I don't know how that works, but the guy's crazy. He's got the craziest squeeze ever, and not only that, but he's able to get you into guillotines from angles that you're like, I never got submitted from that angle. So you're kind of not worried until you're that far from passing out, and you're like, bro, I got to tap right now, man. So it's a good matchup, to be honest. It's a good fight. Mayo's good, but Mayo wrestles way too much to not get guillotined here, I believe.
Yeah, you can tell just looking at his record that he loves to grapple because all of his stoppage wins are from submission, and the other ones are just like wrestle heavy decision wins. So it looks to be a good matchup for Frederick, and can't wait to, hopefully it's another submission. Obviously I'm biased because he's Canadian, but yeah, I did not know. I don't know how I didn't know, but I didn't know that was for a belt. That's super interesting, just especially because Morgan is the won the belt last time and he's on the card too. But
Yeah,
Yeah.
and like Duprat is training out of H2O,
Mm-hmm.
but since he's from Laval, which is very, very close to Morgan's gym, he's always at Alex Morgan's gym. So he kind of basically become the like Morgan is basically Duprat's mentor at this point.
It seems
So
like he's like passing the torch.
yeah, so basically the belt that Morgan won, he's kind of letting it go to just fight some like international fights and some high profile fights that could get him back to a UFC shot. And then it's Duprat that is kind of his protege that gets to fight for that belt. So really cool story here. Duprat is from Laval. He's from like we went to his house a couple of times after some shows because he's a big Krispy Kreme fan. So
Oh
we brought
man, they're
so
the best.
we bring him some donuts after his wins. And like bro, he can basically walk from his house to the arena if he wants to. Fred Duprat.
Wow.
Oh,
So that's gonna be
How old is he?
he's older than you think. I think he's 29. He told me,
Mm,
but he's still a young up and coming guy. He
yeah,
didn't start his MMA career since like before I think 25 as a pro. So
yeah.
so yeah, basically that's a fight to watch. Then that's where I want to put you on game, man. There's one guy that I don't know if you heard of him. He's from Quebec. He's super charismatic. He's called Jonathan Ramsey. And this guy, man,
No, I don't know.
he's not even from close to where the fight's gonna take place. But you see he's gonna own that place, man. This guy is special for real. Like fighting style, crazy. Like all action. First fight, KO the guy with elbows from the clinch, but the guy basically had his guard like that, and he was elbowing him through his guard, and he
Oh
dropped
my
him. It
god,
was fucking crazy, bro.
what
And
so
like
weight class
brutal.
is this?
yeah, and that like so that guy's absolutely crazy, and he's gonna be
Welterweight.
fighting. 175 for that fight, but yeah, welterweight.
Who's he fighting?
He's fighting Colton Boxell from Alberta, trains at
Oh,
Lee
really?
Mains Gym, and just fucking fought few weeks ago, won
Yeah.
by like inverted triangle and everything.
Yeah.
Like super interesting matchup for Joe, who's like mostly a powerful striker who yes works on his grappling and everything, but that's more of a work in progress than his striking. And he's gonna be fighting Boxell, who's like not the best striker, but the weirdest fucking submission guy you're gonna
Yeah.
find.
Box was a pretty big guy too. I
Yep.
feel like at welterweight, he's a big frame. So
Yeah, big long guy with long limbs, and the long limbed guy in jiu-jitsu, they're annoying, man.
yeah, yeah.
So no, that's gonna be a big matchup, and yeah, Ramsey's gonna bring a lot of people. Like he's from Sherbrooke, which is maybe now North Shore. That's maybe let's say 2 hours away because you gotta get through Montreal, but it's not that like distance wise, it's not that far. So his people are gonna come. I think he rented a huge ass Airbnb for all his people
Nice.
to stay at to be able to not drive back and forth and maybe like go party after and everything.
Yeah.
So that's gonna be the guy to watch on that event, man. Like there's a lot of prospects making their debuts, but for the prospects that already made their debuts, I think Ramsey might be the one to watch, and that's pretty much why he's just before the big title fights and everything.
I'm upset that Louis Jourdain isn't on the card anymore.
Oh yeah, that sucks,
Mhm.
man. Fucking
Fuck. I was looking forward to that fight. That
yeah, but
guy's
it's
his
yeah, but
last fight for Unified. Holy shit, did
Yeah.
he look good? Holy
yeah,
shit.
I hated every second of that fight because I'm good friend with Charles, and I know Louis, of course, because I'm good friend with Charles.
Yeah.
But so of course I always root for Louis. But bro, when I'm in fucking Toronto, Gabe Sagman and Mustafa, they're two of my very good
Yeah,
fucking
I love
friends.
Gabe too. Yeah, Gabe's an
Yeah,
awesome guy.
I love Gabe so much, so it like really hurt me to see him get fucked up like that. To be honest, I didn't like
But
it.
yeah,
one
like you
second,
got to
but
give so much credit to Lewis, man, because like
yeah,
that guy, he's something else. His striking looks so crisp, so clean, and I just felt like he was on a layoff. Was he not? Was he on a
Yup.
bit of a layoff?
yeah,
And
yeah.
he's had some bad luck with some fights falling through. But he came out and just fucking put a clinic on Gabe. And no offense to Gabe, like Gabe's an awesome guy, but Lewis just really kind of looked really good in that fight. So
Oh, he looked like a guy who trains every day with a fucking good UFC fighter, man.
exactly.
Yeah, and
And
gets his shit kicked by him because it's his big brother, man.
Yeah. So that Jordan Ballmer guy's fighting as well. That'll be a good fight.
Yeah, that's the next one, bro, and that's the next one. That's maybe one for you because that's gonna be boxer against kickboxer.
Yeah.
Danny Mallet, very good kickboxer, kind of under the radar because he's on the layoff too, and like Jordan Balmer is the pro boxer in Quebec that we know, and we've seen him have all kind of success in pro boxing and everything. But very interesting because the kickboxer is the bigger guy here.
Yeah.
Like Mallet is a real like 170 fighter. They're fighting at 75, I believe, and Balmer is like was set to fight Xavier Nash, so he's basically a 55er. The guy just fucking wants to fight, and he doesn't care who he's fighting. So, like, you gotta believe Balmer may have like the striking advantage in general, but the guy who's a kickboxer and who kicks better is gonna be the longer and taller and bigger guy. So it's very, very interesting matchup. Like, honestly, it's probably the fight that I can't pick on that card.
Yeah, I mean, it's just you can't really pick it because we haven't seen Danny in years. Like, I think the last time we saw him was 2018, maybe his last fight.
Yeah.
And then Jordan, I've never seen him fight MMA, so it's just that's gonna be tough. But
yeah, but he's got an amateur win over Robert Sears.
That's impressive.
Yeah, so man, the guy's serious as fuck. And he also trains with Beau Jourdain and all the guys at BTT with Fabio Alanda. So
no, I'm really excited for this fight. Like, I think obviously with his boxing record too, he's a beast, right? So I mean, this card, top to bottom is going to be it's going to be really fun to watch. It's going to be intriguing. Yeah. And I'm going to like to watch the welterweights too, because who knows, maybe we get matched up one day. So
for sure, man, I'd love to have the chance to call a Tom Theocharis fight. That'd be so crazy.
That would be so fun, man. That would be a lot of fun.
And then the thing I wanted to say about Louis real quick is that there was some bad news, of course, but there was some good news too. It's a sprained ankle. Nothing's broken. Like, everything's good. So he's good to go. They already asked for the Mexican guy if he can do it, because Samourai, they're kind of going back to back. They got an event end of May.
End of May?
Yeah.
Wow.
And it's going to be in Sherbrooke. So they already asked for everything, and everything's okay. Louis Jourdain is going to be on the next event. Same matchup, everything. So
how far is Sherbrooke to Montreal? You said 2 hours?
From Montreal, depending where you're at in the city, an hour and a half to 2 hours. Yeah.
Nice.
But that's going to be a cool event because Ramsey's from there. A lot of like up and coming guys are from there. And Sherbrooke, bro, they do like amateur boxing events, and there's like 3,000 people there, man.
Wow.
I don't know, Sherbrooke, they love their fights, and they don't get like pro level fights often. It's been years since they've been there. So that's going to be a crazy one. And to know that Louis is not like badly injured and he's going to be on that one against the same guy. That's
against the same guy? Who's that fight against?
He's called Kike Gonzalez, Mexican, 10-3.
Okay.
Very, very hot Mexican fighter right now. He's on a winning streak and everything.
I could see Lewis signing with the UFC with a win like this, to be honest with you.
For sure.
Like, it's not out of the question, because I remember at one point, I think it was during the pandemic when Charles was fighting. Wasn't there rumors that Lewis was going to step in for someone at one point?
Yes, it was exactly Rafa Garcia. No, it was Gustavo. It was a Mexican guy from Combate.
Yeah.
There was a pullout. Luis said, "I'm gonna take the fight, no problem." But then, there was I think it was called Gustavo Lopez or something. They add him to fill in, but like Combate said, "Oh no, we're not releasing him from his contract or whatever." So they had Louis ready to step in because Charles was fighting on the event, and Louis was there with Charles. But then finally they were able to get the Gustavo guy from Combate, so they didn't have to use Louis. But that's how it ended up happening. But yeah, they know about him, so he's probably not too far.
Yeah, and obviously Charles has a really good name in the UFC. Like, he's somewhat of a household name at featherweight. Like, he's an exciting fighter, and he's got a really big social media following too. So
yeah.
Okay.
Do you hear us now, Joe?
Yeah, now it's good. I don't know what happened.
Yeah, don't worry, that happens, man. Okay, so then another top prospect in Quebec, Tommy Morrison from TriStar. He's fighting a Mexican guy who's 1-0, Edwin Martinez. That's gonna be crazy as fuck
What's up with
because,
these Mexicans on this card?
bro,
What-
we just love our Mexicans and they love to come here. I don't know, like, bro. There's one guy that we're gonna talk about, Mauricio Cruz. He's on that card too against a guy from Gatineau who trains with Julien Leblanc and all. Uh, Bro, that fucking guy came his last fight basically at like falling off with his gym and everything. So he didn't really have a team anymore, didn't have coaches and everything. Never told Samurai. They asked him, "Hey, would you come short notice to fight that guy?" He's like, "Fuck yeah!" Comes up, no coaches, nothing. Fucking, there's
Wow.
another Mexican guy on the card. So the Mexican guy, he's like, "Hey, bro, sorry, I would corner you, but I can't because I'm fighting like 2 fights after you, so I gotta
Yeah.
be warming up." So the guy asked for Nathan, who fucking did his end wraps to corner him. Nathan is French Canadian, doesn't speak English that well. Mauricio's from Mexico City, does not speak English at all, zero. So he's in the corner. Nobody's able to communicate with him, but bro,
Jesus.
he came and fought and he did not care, and he's on that event too. But yeah, that's just how the Mexican fighters roll. And like, I don't want to say it like that, but bro, they're cheap labor too, man.
Yeah.
Like
That's a good point.
sometimes
That's a
it's
good
cheaper
point.
to fly a Mexican with plane tickets than to pay a Canadian from BC or
Yeah,
Calgary or
that's
fucking Alberta, Saskatchewan, or whatever.
yeah. I didn't even think about that. That's a good point. That's a really good point.
Yeah, and they come in and they fight and they give us good fights, and like they're always competitive no matter what. So man, they and when you bring Mexicans, other Mexicans watch. So Samurai's inbox is flooded with Mexicans
No way.
wanting to come to Montreal to fight. So bro, I'm all for that, man. I now identify as a Mexican, as I said earlier. So let's go. But yeah, Tommy Morrison, Edwin Martinez, that's gonna be crazy as fuck, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, last time when Mauricio Cruz was fighting Tommy, the whole fight on Fight TV, the whole chat was just all going Mexican like
No
crazy,
way.
flags everywhere.
That's
Yeah.
too funny.
But
That's
yeah,
too funny.
And I don't know if you know him, but the guy that Mauricio fought short notice is Amro Falastini,
Yeah.
who trains at fucking Jocelyn's.
Yeah. Yeah. When was this fight?
Uh,
2 events ago.
2
I
events
think.
ago, so last September, I believe.
Okay. Yeah, that's crazy that they flew in a Mexican for Amro, who's from Hamilton. Right?
That's Samurai for you, man. Like Daniel is such a fucking good guy, and Amro was set to fight a local guy,
Yeah.
and the local guy got injured. And yes, Daniel should have said, "Sorry, Amro, you're from Hamilton.
Yeah.
We can't fight a local fighter who's gonna sell tickets to fight you, so we'll have you on the next event." But Daniel was like, "No, I gave my word to Amro that he was gonna fight on our event." So he flew in a Mexican short notice and paid like, bro, you don't even want to know how much he paid for these fucking tickets. Because the thing with Mexican is that they don't have a treaty with the USA, so they can't even have a layover in the States.
Wow.
So you gotta fly him direct from Montreal. Usually it's like Mexico to fucking Pearson, then
Yeah.
Pearson to Montreal.
Wow.
So man, he paid for those tickets short notice to bring in Mauricio. Was just like, "Ah, man, don't worry, I'm gonna come and fight." And yeah, he did that and he lost. But like he's gonna be there. He's fighting Isaac Bled. That's gonna be like another crazy. That's right. The Isaac Bled Mauricio fight. Then you've got Simon and Gord. Then you've got probably an intermission. Then Tommy Morrison and everything. Before that, and we've got Souab Damani, Irving Molina. That's the two guys I don't know really much about. Souab is from Tunisia, just moved to Quebec City a couple of months ago, is training out there. Irving is from Mexico. And then Alan Giral, Tyler Freeman. That's gonna be crazy as fuck.
Oh, I trained with Tyler Freeman last time I
Yeah.
was in Montreal.
Yeah, he's good, huh?
He's really good. Yeah. What's his is he fighting 55?
He's fighting 175, I believe.
175?
Yeah, he doesn't want to cut much weight for that one, I think.
Yeah, no, he's a good fighter, man. I thought he was really good when I trained with him.
Yup, and he's going to be making his pro debut. Alan Girard already made his pro debut. He's 0-2, but he fought like really good opposition and it was a good test for them while fighting them. So I think it's a good matchup for Tyler, honestly, but like it's not a matchup that he can come in and like pretend that it's going to be easy, because if he does that, may go the wrong way.
Yeah.
Then Eric Cayolo, Antoine Chaput. Antoine Chaput, man, is an amazing prospect. Eric Cayolo's been fighting like, bro fought.
Oh, wow, Eric, I haven't heard that name in a while. I remember.
Yeah, he fought like a fucking Barrio and everything as an amateur. He's been there
crazy.
for like every time. Only pro fight, he lost to Alex O'Neill, which is not that bad of a loss.
Alex O'Neill's a fucking beast. That guy's really good.
Yeah, he's a monster, man. So that's one. Then we've got Scott Rodriguez from the Montreal West Island, fighting a guy from Tunisia, Béché Labidi. And finally, Olivier Reine, David Hubert Terrien, man. The one and only David Hubert Terrien, who's 0-5 as a pro, must have had 100 amateur fights.
Jesus
Probably
Christ.
lost 85 of them. But probably won 3 or 4 of his last 5 amateur fights. Like there's something that's happening right now that like made the commission believe that he deserves to have another chance at fighting pro. Because like his amateur fights, his amateur losses came after he's lost 5 pro fights. Like
Shut up.
Yeah, the guy basically did
He
so
went
bad
from-
that
he went from amateur to pro, then back to amateur.
to amateur, exactly.
Holy shit, man.
And kept on losing. But like, bro, he was the type of guy that was gonna pull up to the amateur show with his girlfriend, and that's gonna fight the top heavyweight prospect from TriStar. So, and the guy's basically like a 185er or like
Easy.
and maybe even a 75er. So
What's the mindset behind that, though?
I don't know, but like
like,
it, like
are you there to win? Like, come on, man. I'm sorry, but like, just I don't know.
What
yeah.
does the commission have against him?
Yeah.
But to be fair, man, his last amateur fight, they've looked better. He's won, and he's won not against like the worst competition ever. Like, you know, sometimes you just win an amateur fight because you're fighting the other worst amateur fighter out there. That wasn't the case for his last fight. So, like, I think he deserves this shot. And the guy that he's fighting, Olivier Reine, is very inexperienced. He's a good judo guy who trains with Cruash, his striking. So he does the right thing in his
Cruash.
yeah, he's doing the right thing in his training, but he's very inexperienced, and he has the thing that his black belt in judo is basically playing against him, and he can't fight amateur fights. But he should absolutely still be fighting as an amateur. He just can't get the fights. So, like, fuck that, he's gonna move pro instead. And I think like David Hubert-Terrien is not good pro fighter, man, but he's gonna be a good in-between test for Olivier Reine. So, like, there's a scenario where Olivier Reine is just not ready and he loses that fight, like, for real.
Yeah.
So it's gonna open up the card. It's probably gonna be the shit show amongst like very good fights, but I'm always there for that, man. Come on.
Oh, I love it. Yeah, this is I'm excited. What's venues is gonna be at?
Bro, it's even crazier. That's gonna be at the Colisée de Laval, which is an old ass venue where there's like semi-pro hockey, like the hockey league, but the fighting hockey league.
Oh, I remember. I saw a documentary on that league.
Yeah, where Steve Bossé was playing for the Chiefs, like, and fighting everybody 4 times a game.
That's crazy.
It's basically called the House of Pain, like amongst local.
That's cool.
So the fucking events at the House of Pain, man. And
that's awesome.
Danielle sold me a screenshot. There's like, before fight week, there was already 2,100 tickets sold online.
Wow.
For that event, and fighters sold some tickets. So like, there's gonna be hella people. It's gonna be like
awesome.
It's gonna be the first big MMA show since TKO, man. Really,
it's
gotta be crazy as fuck, bro.
And then how can I watch this? Because I don't see it on Fight or anything.
I think it's gonna pop up on Fight during Fight week. When they start sharing the links and everything, I'll share them. But yeah, it's gonna be on Fight TV for that one. And then
like PFC tonight, because I would have been not a happy guy.
Yeah, I wish Prospects had a fucking stream, man.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's unfortunate that they don't have one. Very unfortunate.
It just
Yeah.
makes me even more like wishing that they could, because they're putting it all on YouTube. So like they're recording it all, and last time it looked really good on YouTube, like high quality. I just wish they could broadcast it, or stream it.
Yep, not for sure. So, man, I think that's gonna be it. Do you have some final comments on Samourai, Josh? I didn't let you speak much, man. I'm sorry.
No, that's all good, man. You're the expert anyways. But I can't wait for it. It's going to be awesome. We got some big names coming in. Can't wait to see Antoine again. He really impressed me in his pro debut, and going to be a good night of fights for sure. It starts at 3, right? 3 West Coast time.
West Coast time 3, yeah, exactly. So
Okay.
6 p.m. here. Yeah, Chapu, only pro fight, got robbed in the US Tom Theocharis style. So
That's never fun, man. It's never fun. So
no, it was bad, man. He was fighting a Louisiana guy in Mississippi, and he won that fight like handily, and somehow lost the split decision. Like,
oh my god,
it was bad, man. But yeah, no, the shit happens when you go out there fighting in the US on a limb like that. So yeah, he's gonna be home. He's gonna be back. So yeah, that's it for the Canadian MMA podcast. Tommy, thanks a lot, man. You've been the MVP of this episode, man.
Nice meeting you.
I'm looking forward to meeting you in person, Faber. It's gonna be awesome.
Of course, man. I can't wait for that too. Well, we'll hit each other's up as soon as we're there.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna be at the weigh-in on Friday.
Oh, perfect.
Anyway, then I'm staying at the hotel back there. I'm not even coming
Which
back.
Which hotel are the fighters staying at?
It's Hotel Versailles. It's in Montreal, but closer to the north side of Montreal, so it's kind of close to the arena.
I'm staying at the Sands Hotel. Do you know that? Do you know where that is? The Sands Hotel.
Yeah, I don't.
It's on Sherbrooke.
Yeah. It's basically, man. It's that. So that's the place that we're gonna be at. So yeah.
Me, brother. Well, I'm looking forward to seeing you, brother.
For sure. Thanks a lot. Thanks Josh. Thanks everybody for tuning in.
Take care.
Bye.